the Seattle Seahawks lose to the Dallas Cowboys and another frustrating loss by the Seahawks. I mean, let's just start with this. First of all, Shane Waldron and the play calling was absolutely unbelievable on fourth down, and unbelievable in a bad way. And number two, the refs really screwed over the Seahawks. I think I saw at one point it was 250 yards and penalties for both teams, which was the most in the NFL this season. And a lot of those came on some really BS calls. One on Bobby Wagner especially, and another one on Tariq Woolen where Pete Carroll was freaking out on the sidelines. At the end of the day, it's so hard to win a game when, number one, on fourth down and one, you run up the middle and you get tackled. Another fourth down, you don't even block a guy, and Geno Smith has to throw it right away. And then on the final fourth down, again, Parsons was coming in and nobody blocked him. I don't know how no one saw him, but nobody saw him. And guess what? We had to throw the ball on the ground. Geno Smith did, and then they took a kneel, and it was over. So this is going to be a quicker post-game reaction than I usually do, but what is going on? Number one, the offense. It was so good today. We put up so many points. Obviously, Jason Meyer making a field goal would have been phenomenal early in the game. It probably would have changed the course of what was exactly happening. But at the end of the day, how do you have a situation where on fourth down, every single time you can't get a play call that's right, when the offense is rolling, scoring 30-plus points? I saw on the broadcast, the Seahawks were 36-0 in the Pete Carroll era when scoring 35 or more points. 36-0. So now it's 36-1. But that all contributed. There was all the loss, the one loss, and this 36-1 is contributed by a couple things. Is the Shane Waldron play calling on fourth down. Now, I don't always love to just blame the coordinator because at the end of the day, you can't control what the defense is calling. But how do you have a situation where it's just so easy for the defense, not all game, but just on fourth down, where you have miscommunication on the line and people are at Geno Smith within a quarter of a second? The Charbonnet run up the middle on fourth down, they were at him in a second. I don't know if Geno's not seeing it, the coordinators aren't seeing it. Change the play calls. And then you have another fourth down where Geno has to throw the ball away, and another one where he has to throw the ball away because nobody's blocking. Are you not seeing the blitz? Are we not seeing what's going on from the other team's defense? This has been such a frustrating game to watch. And on top of it all, like I mentioned, how many pass interference calls do you see in a game? Usually 2 or 3, not 5, 6, 7. I don't have the exact numbers because I'm doing this quick post-game reaction. I don't have time to do all of it right now. I'll do it again tomorrow. But the refs do not help in a situation like this. You cannot have a situation where the refs are calling every tic-tac call. And then on the final play when Geno gets hit on the fourth down, I'm not saying it should have been a roughing the passer, but you're calling the game as tight as can be. Shoelace tight, man, like squeezing it hard. You call a game like that and then Geno gets hit at the final play, but you don't call anything, right? Because it's an important moment. So don't call it the rest of the game. Every call was a little ridiculous. It was too tic-tacky all game. And then on top of it, like I said, Shane Waldron in the play calling was too much all day. It was not right the way they were calling those fourth down calls. Do something different. I mean, it's just not going to work out when you're making play calls the way Shane Waldron was on fourth down. The offense was so good all game, except for on those fourth downs. You got to be better. Do better, Seahawks. Frustrating loss. I usually come out with optimism because there was a lot to be optimistic about in the offense, but the defense has given up way too many points, and the play calls on fourth down were just killer. There's no other way to put it other than killer, and it is what it is. Seahawks lose. We have Philadelphia in 49. Well, 49ers first, then Philadelphia after. Oof. That's what I have to say is oof. That's going to be tough. We'll see what happens, but the Seahawks lose another game, 6-6 on the year, and my goodness, today was frustrating, to say the least.